Good evening, Namaste, Salamat Sore. Welcome to Manthan with Saraswathi, a captivating platform for enriching talks and podcasts. On Manthan with Saraswathi, we have had privilege of featuring distinguished doctors, educators, administrators, motivators, edupreneurs, talented artists, well-read friends, and even my own students who are excelling in their lives. Each of these guests have shared invaluable insights from their life journeys and provided guidance for young minds, contributing to a broader perspective and deeper understanding of the world. I'm Saraswathi and I'm thrilled to announce you to our new series, Entrepreneurial Fiesta, a vibrant chapter in our Celebrating Women in Business series here on Manthan with Saraswathi. In Femipreneur Fiesta, we shine a spotlight on exceptional women entrepreneurs, trailblazers who have shattered barriers and redefined leadership in their fields. These inspiring women come from diverse industries, each bringing a unique journey of success, resilience, and invaluable lessons they have learned along the way. In today's session that have shaped their careers, explore how they balance personal and professional commitments and uncover the strategies they use to create inclusive and empowering workspaces. Whether you are an aspiring entrepreneur or simply someone who loves or who values stories of courage and growth, today's conversation promises both inspiring and practical insights. So, let's dive into the world of women entrepreneurs and hear directly from these incredible leaders paving the way forward.
We have an element of entrepreneurship within us. That was something pushing me out of the comfort zone. I owe my success to the boys club. It's Agnipath, it's blood, gore, sweat, it's madness. You will never have a balance. You will be amazed at how many battles God will fight for you and how many things God will protect you from.
Today on Manthan with Saraswathi, we are very pleased to have Selvyna Haldarr. Hello Selvina.
Hi.
She is a true warrior at heart. She embodies never ever give up attitude, guided by her mantra, Aut Viam Inveniam, Aut Faciam. Selvina is an HR professional with 21 years of experience in corporate and entrepreneurial HR. She is a postgraduate from XLRI and certified SHRM professional. She spearheads the firm People Connect HR services for last 8 years in Jakarta. As a trained Reiki Practitioner, she loves coffee, reading business, and mythology as a pastime. Very interesting. Selvina, could you tell people who are listening to us more about People Connect HR?
I think what you have said and the introduction speaks volumes.
Okay.
I think that's about me. But something more about People Connect. So, People Connect is a firm which is into HR consulting, and we are also an executive search firm. And what we would be like to known as is our brand equity stands for the ethics. We do what most of the HR firms worth their salt would like to do, that is match the culture of the organization with the attitude of the people. Now again, this is a little difficult task, it's a little tedious and complicated task, yet we do it because we have our in-house processes, we have our in-house trainings given to our people who are adept at it, and we are very proud to say that our hires and our recruits last longer.
Amazing to know, because that's the key factor for any company or any business, that the person lasts there for a longer time because his experience counts, right?
Yes. We would like to do a lot of value addition and value creation for our internal as well as our external stakeholders. When I say that, I have already mentioned how we do a value addition in terms of giving a hires that last longer. But in terms of our internal stakeholders also, our investors or our internal team, we would like to train them and ensure that they are able to take the next step in their career. So that is my contribution to the
Wow.
world of HR.
Wonderful contribution you have been giving for last 8 years, and I hope that it would continue with the HR Connect.
Right.
You know, normally it's said, never forget how widely capable you are. I would like to know that what inspired you to become an entrepreneur, and how did you embark upon this journey?
Ma'am Saraswati, I would like to ask you, would you like to hear a media related story or you want to hear a true story?
No. My Manthan with Saraswati deals with reality, so I would definitely like to know what's the real story behind.
I was in India when I was a working professional, as in when I was holding a job and an employment. And during that time, early morning rush, my daughter would often miss her school bus.
Oh,
And it's not because she would get ready late, or she would wake up late. She would be all ready, sitting there prim and proper, yet she would miss her school bus. The alternative or the solution to it was that, Mama, can you drop me to school? This happened quite a few times, and I would notice that the moment we enter the foyer of the school, she would usually walk slower than her usual normal walk. It made me question what is happening. So I sat with her and I asked her, baby, what is it? Now, are you going to come clean? What is actually happening? Because I noticed that there are deliberate attempts to miss your school bus. Are you not liking the mode of transport? I mean, what is it? She was like, Mom, I like to show you off when you are in your business attire. I was like, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, that was what it was, and I laughed it off. Cut to 2013. I come to Jakarta. By the grace of God, I was holding an employment here. I think it's quite a big thing to get a break in this city for an expatriate woman.
Yes.
And by the grace of God, I was having that. However, I wasn't very fulfilled in terms of what I was doing. So I complete my corporate commitment, and then there are two gentlemen in my life. One is my husband, and one is our adopted elder of the family, Mr. Vinay Taneja. And I was kicked, shoved, pushed by them, saying that I think you need to start your own. That was something pushing me out of the comfort zone. I was having an alternative offer on the platter, and I was like, why do you want me to get? No, you are pretty good at what you do. You please start your own. And I said, okay, I'll give it a due thought. Again, the very same evening, my daughter was sitting in front of television and she was watching a show. In that, there was this businesswoman, and there she sees and she says, Mama, I want you to be this. So it is said in our culture that Pacha Mukhi Parmeshwar, matlab 5 log jo bolte hai, whatever 5 people are telling you, it means God Himself is telling you to do it.
Sure.
So that's where I took the leap of faith, and that is how People Connect happened. That starts my entrepreneurial journey.
That's interesting to know that your daughter was the key factor behind it, and the real story. I
This is the
appreciate
real
that.
story.
Yes,
This
I
is a true
appreciate that.
story.
So, see, Selvina, you have come all this way. I know it's not been easy for you either, right? So, if I have to ask you a question, that what advice would you like to give the aspiring women entrepreneurs who may be a little hesitant to start with their business? Because, see, you can relate, right? So, what would your advice be on that?
As women, we are always trained by our elders. We have an element of entrepreneurship within us. We are trained to either be a good cook, we are trained to be good with embroidery, good with the housework, good with laundry, and such other tasks which are considered menial. But in some places, these are not menial. These are very expensive things. These are very expensive skill set to have.
Very true.
Okay?
Yeah.
Some of us are very good at with art and craft. Entrepreneurship is not sitting in the AC cabin and pouring over your balance sheet. Entrepreneurship is doing what you have within you best and monetizing it. That is this element and spirit of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
But having said that, I was fortunate enough to attend the talk show of Miss Geeta Piramal in the first year of my MBA. We were around 150 plus females or ladies aspiring batchmates, and Miss Geeta Piramal was giving her talk, and the thing that she said was, if you ever want balance in your career, she said, mind you, I'm saying career, I'm not saying a job, a 9 to 5, something which you do every day, I'm not talking on that. I am talking about career, your run to the top, your climbing of corporate ladder, your rush to the power center, you brushing your shoulders with the power center. I'm talking about that career. She said, in case you want a balance between your family and your career, forget it. It's Agnipath, it's blood, gore, sweat, it's madness. You will never have a balance. If you are scared of that, abandon the seat, don't waste the seat, go back home. So I was prepared in a way for my journey ahead by Ms. Geeta Piramal's word. I knew the courage, I knew the resilience that it would take.
Yeah.
So I was well prepared for it. Similarly, I'm telling the ladies, first step is always important. It is always the first step that counts. It's always better to do and fail rather than not do and regret. We have only one life.
Wow.
If you are good at something, if you really think you can do it, and if you think that you can monetize it, please go ahead. It can start very small. Recent example I came across is Dolly Chaiwala. He's hiring MBA graduates.
Yes. Yes.
He's very good at making tea.
Cheese, yes.
And why not?
And he's having his range. He started his chain of chai. That's what is the news too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you are good at something, please monetize it. Start monetizing it. I don't know how to stitch, sew, honest confession on the media. Okay, I don't know how to embroider. I can't sing to save my life. So I have no other talent. My only talent is I know how to pour over the financials and the balance sheet and the profit and loss statement. I know how to run the cash flow. That's my talent. That is what I'm good at. HR is something which I'm good at. It comes naturally to me.
Yeah.
I'm monetizing it.
So there you're hearing from Geeta Ji's words to start her BA to what she is today. So you have kind of summed it up to the next question's answer also, but still I would like to ask you the question, keeping the essence of the answer which you have just said, that so it's not easy for a woman to be, running a home and running a business like what you actually said, and you got your MBA done. So my next question is on the very similar line, Selvina, that how do you balance the demand of a successful business which you are already running with your personal life? So I think we have a few points which we can take from the previous answer of yours, which was really very impressive. And if you can just make it a little more to like, what is 3 mantras you would give us?
Again, you wanted to answer from me?
Yeah, of course.
On my life reality?
Of course. It would be a very honest answer which we would like to have.
There is no balance. I would be lying if I would say that I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I don't do everything. It's my family who balances it for me all. I have a very strong support of my family. My family supports me very well. My mom is a very big pillar of strength for me. I remember my 2 kids, they were like 3 months each when I handed them over to my mom, and my mom said, please restart your career. You're not going to sit home. You are going to look at your career. Career, not job, career. And that is how it is. Ours is a very gender neutral family. So if my husband is not being asked where he was, whom he met, what time was the meeting, or where was the meeting, I would not be asked those questions too. The rules are same for everyone. So we come from the gender neutral family. My mother-in-law, she's very supportive of my venture. She's very supportive of my career. My daughters, they understand that we have a working mother. So, they take care of their responsibilities pretty well. My mom, my extended families are absolutely in cooperation and in encouragement of what I do. So I think that comes from there.
Okay, people who are going to listen to us, or who are listening to us, will definitely relate to this. It is not just the woman, it is the entire family
Yes.
which can help each other out and getting the, either it could be a successful husband or a successful wife or a successful entrepreneur or a woman entrepreneur. It's never done solely. I would like to, add Serena Williams' thoughts here, and I would like to quote her, statement. She says, "I don't like to lose at anything, yet I have grown most not from the victories but setbacks." So it so truly relates to any woman entrepreneur who would, get into the path of success. So that's brilliant. Thank you, Selvina, for that very honest answer of yours. So relating to these things, when we are talking about family, when we are talking about, climbing up the ladder of success. So what role do mentorship and networking play in the development of a woman entrepreneur? And do you have any personal experience to share?
Mentorship is very important, and why not? We all have had it since our childhood. Our mothers have been our best mentors,
Very true.
right?
Yeah.
So mentorship does play a very important role. You need somebody to hold your hand to make you understand
Mhm.
the rules of the corporate world, the rules of the games.
Mm.
It's not easy stepping. I come from a totally non-business family.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Mm.
we all are employed people. So, I don't come from the typical business family where I know how to do networking, where I know how to do marketing, yet I excelled in it, or rather I am trying to learn it because there have been mentorships. That can be in the form of my ex-bosses who are in touch with me. There have been situations where I wouldn't know how to frame my responses.
Mm.
I was taken aback at the kind of circumstances that panned out.
Mhm.
And at that moment of panic, I had called my mentors or my ex-bosses or my teachers or my professors, and they have always advised me well.
Mm.
The advice given was always, a very grounded and a very realistic one. And I think that is how the mentorship is important. Now, this is to me, how do I pass on the same tradition of mentorship to the team? So when we hire people, we make sure that, even if they are making mistakes or we see them doing certain mistakes, we make sure that we handhold them. Culture of handholding, that culture of supporting, once that is formed within your organization, I think it wonderfully pans out to everything, to every aspect of your life. Again, networking. I'll be brutally honest here. It is said in the corporate world that it's a boys' club.
Yeah, very
The
much.
famous boys' club.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Saraswati ji, today if I'm sitting in this chair and if you're interviewing me, my success is to this boys' club.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. That's boys' club. I hope you're listening to what Selvina is.
My success, I owe my success to the boys' club.
Okay.
I have been promoted, I have been, advertised, or my services have been advertised and spoken about by the same boys' club. If you-
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I believe if you are good at doing something, it's not about the gender. It's not about the boys' club. It's not about the girls' club. It is always about you as a person. It is always the service that you provide. If your quality is good, if you're ethical in your work, if you promote those values, then the networking automatically happens for you.
Wow.
So that's all.
That's very, very interesting to know, because we know that there is a fight to be the winner. I mean, it's always the two opposite sexes which come into play, and it is considered that male dominate the corporate world.
Absolutely.
But a lady, woman power, I'm sure, is coming up very soon, and that would
Breaking
be
the glass
breaking the
ceiling.
glass. Yes, that will break the
Yes.
glass. Very nice. Very happy to know about it, and I think this is very encouraging to know that women entrepreneurs are really stepping up and shining, and they are surely going to brighten the world in few years to come. I think when we talk about workspace. So it's a lot of challenge. There's a lot of mental stability which we need to have. If I have to ask you that, what are the strategies when, of course, when you are moving up the ladder and you're fighting to be on what you are holding to, we definitely have to stay resilient and maintain a very positive mindset in to face the challenge. So what strategies do you employ? I mean, can you just share it with our audience?
So I'm sorry here, my focus will shift from a little corporate to spirituality, because spirituality is something which I'm very much interested.
So that's for the positive mindset,
yes.
is it? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I am a trained Reiki practitioner, and I'm also a certified practitioner for reprogramming of subconscious mind. When it comes to the challenges and the how do I handle the negativity and how do I remain positive, I believe in the thought process that if I'm doing something good to someone, it's not me, it's the God using me as a medium. I'm doing something wrong, then I'm doing it against God, so I better be careful. So that is something which I am very clear about. Again, if somebody is doing wrong to me, it is not the person is not doing wrong to me, he is doing wrong to God. So if you remove yourself from every equation, whether it is good or bad, there is no challenge, there is no bloating, there is no setback or negativity. It is not me, it is always between me and God. If I've done something good, the accounts are with God. If I've done something bad, accounts are with God. If you are doing something bad to me, again the accounts will be settled by God. So I know it is very difficult to achieve this level of surrender, but I have come to believe that the moment you do have this level of surrender, you will be amazed at how many battles God will fight for you and how many things God will protect you from. That's all I can say.
Selvina, what you just mentioned is when you are dealing with spirituality, that many of the women entrepreneurs who are still struggling to attain that kind of a spirituality, what do you think would be uh, a practice which they could do so that they maintain the positive aura and they are feeling more relaxed when they are facing challenges?
I think in every religion, every faith, or every walk, or in every culture, we have a culture of chanting. So in Catholics, we have rosary.
Yeah.
In Hindus, we have mantra chanting. In Buddhas, again, we have mantra chanting.
Yeah.
So in every religion or every faith, every culture, there is a practice of chanting.
Yeah.
So you can start chanting, you can start meditation, and channelize your inner negativity and release it. And we also have a practice which is prevalent in today's world, which is walking. Walking releases a lot of toxins. You can do that. You can practice yoga, you can practice breathing, you can start listening to music. I think a lot of people whom I know, or a lot of business leaders whom I know, they read Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, very true.
Wherever I am stuck, I just open any page of Bible and I read it. So your God, your faith, your elders, or your hobby can be your guiding force and your negating force for all the negativity that you have accumulated from any circumstances, person, or a situation.
Wow, that's mind blowing. So, ladies and gentlemen, whoever listening to us, I think the world of spirituality and the world of mantras or the chanting, I think can give us a lot of relief from the negativity. So let's start doing that. If you haven't been doing it, if you have been doing it, continue it, and I'm sure success will knock at your door and you will release all kind of negativities and you will be into the positive world. When you are talking about, uh, positivity and negativity, and we are dealing with how we can be successful in this world of entrepreneurial journey. So I just want to quote Michael Rhodes here, and he says, if people are doubting how far you can go,
Correct.
go so far that you can't hear them anymore.
Right.
So this is one of the ways to stay away from negative people also. So one more question when we are dealing with this, I think this is a very important question. But how do you handle failures and setbacks in your business? And what lessons have you learned from these experiences? We'd like to have a very short and a very crisp reply on that.
Setbacks and challenges, it all depends on your perspective. You call it setbacks and challenges. I call it a redirection button from God.
Okay.
Quick example on this. My aspiration was to be a commercial pilot.
Oh, what's that?
Okay. And my entire personality during my childhood was completely built around that dream. I took care of my eyesight, I took care of my hearing, my physical well-being and everything.
Okay.
However, my parents, or we are very middle class, so we didn't have that kind of funds, and flying is a very expensive profession. So even today it aches. There is a slight ache when I get into the aircraft. I don't look right, I always look left, and my family knows about it.
Okay.
So, but there is setback, I would call, but no, it was a redirecting button, and today I have people connect. So that is one thing. Second thing was when I was doing very well with Dainik Bhaskar in India. I was an award-winning HR. I was groomed.
Wow! Congratulations. These are new facts which you're all listening to it. Yeah.
So, and I was being groomed to go to a next level, and all of a sudden Jakarta happens, and I'm a nobody here.
Yeah.
Media is a very big power and a heady combination.
Yeah.
Okay, and being in a senior level at such a young age can be really heady. And here I just land up in Jakarta as a nobody. But then again, I say it was a redirecting button. I got more time with my kids. I have people connect. I have so many wonderful people like you. So what is setback? What is challenge? It's nothing.
When we talk about business, there will be setbacks. There will be an experience which you learn, whether you had a failure or you would like, and how did you manage it?
I would like to quote you, and I wouldn't say a failure, but it was kind of a disappointment which I had, and I wish it had not happened. But then when I look back at it, I say, okay, thank you. I just look up and I say, okay, thank you, you did it. So in 2019, my mother-in-law, she wasn't keeping too well, and we took a conscious decision to go. So People Connect was, I felt that I shouldn't be doing this to People Connect, but yet I took that decision, and we leave by the end of 2019 thinking that we'll be back once Ma is okay, and bam, COVID happened.
Yep.
How beautifully, my God, He just picked me up from one place and placed me in a cocoon where I was safe. Yes, it is a disappointment for me that I had to leave People Connect, but again when I look back, I say thank you.
Okay, now because we are almost winding up with our talk show, my last question would be, how do you approach risk taking in your business? And can you share an example of calculated risk that paid off? See, I know you're a very spiritual person. Spirituality comes to your relief all the time. But this one is like, we would really like to know that. Besides being spiritual, is there anything else which helped you, any risk you took and that paid you off?
Saraswati ji, I was trained by an army colonel for the better part of my career. So initial part of my career, my reporting boss was an army colonel, ex-army colonel, retired army colonel.
My dad was a colonel too.
Yeah. And
I can imagine it.
Yes. So whatever little diplomacy tact I have, or whatever little tactical thinking I have, it is from him.
Okay.
So when I was being pushed by Mr. Vinay Taneja and by my husband to start my own firm, and I was at a crossroads because I had a very lucrative offer. At that point of time, I was yes, if I want to do this, but if I do start my business, I don't know whether I'll be a success or a failure.
Yeah.
And that was the time I actually sat down. I took a very calculated decision. Now you'll ask me, how was this calculated? I knew who my clients would be. I knew what kind of business I would get. I even had a calculation beforehand that what would be my break even and in how much time I would achieve it. This sounds very very overconfident today. This may sound very fablic today, like it's story, but no, it was not that the case. I still have that document. I had calculated and I had told I will achieve break even in this time, and yes, we did achieve it.
Oh,
So
that's
yes,
interesting.
a lot of risk taking would be attributed to the fact that tactical thinking is required along with the strategical thinking, and one need to be very, very, very tactical when we are taking risk.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You have your tracks, you have your ideas all set, you know you've planned it out, you have your, be tactful, that's what Selvina says, to overcome any risk which you would take, and you will be successful. So that, any final closing note you would like to say, any just one liner you would like to say to conclude our talk show today?
Sure. To all the ladies and to everybody else, to the males who are thinking of starting their own ventures, rest assured, this is a risk worth taking. And you have one life. This is something which, if you want to do, you should go for it and you should give it your all. Yes, the path is difficult, not easy. It's more of hard work than glamour in it. So yes, and if you're prepared for it, the satisfaction, the happiness that you get out of it is beyond anything. So I would say, trust yourself, trust your God, and take the leap forward.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Selvina, for that beautiful summed up statement of yours or your thought. Thank you for coming,
Thank you
and
for
thank you for
inviting.
gracing Manthan with Saraswati. A lot of gratitude and a lot of love. It was lovely having you on the show. And this is Saraswathi Suresh signing off for Manthan with Saraswati. And next time we'll meet with yet another woman entrepreneur. I would like to thank Mitali for shooting this for us. Goodbye, Shabak Khair, Jio Ji Bhar ke. Yeah.